and welcome back to the Cheeky Crypto Podcast. What a great intro I've added to the podcast, if I do say so myself. And today's going to be a really short video. We're just going to have a look at the headlines, what is actually happening in the space, what should we be aware of, and so forth. Really short, punchy, and to the point. I am going to get an early night tonight. If you enjoy this sort of content, mash up the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tap in that bell, select in all the notifications so you never miss a video. And don't forget to jump in the Discord. So important. It's the hub of everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. We have a community of over 4,800 people now, supporting one another, navigate the space safely, immerse yourself in a fantastic community like what we've got in the Discord. Is absolutely free to join. And the reason why I encourage everybody to jump in there is we let everybody know what's going on in the markets. We highlighted FTX before everything sort of happened. We obviously called, we expected lower lows. We called out the low in June, in May. The low came in and I was like, nah, I don't feel right. I expect lower lows. And we got ridiculed for that. But everything was detailed over the last sort of few months in our Discord. For me, it's worth its weight in gold. It's absolutely free. Go check it out. Nothing to lose. Not trying to pitch you anything here. Right. Let's get down to the desktop. Okay, so we're going to start on Twitter here, right? And breaking, at least when this went out earlier today, Coinbase has $15 million stuck at FTX. Now, one thing that I do want to sort of raise is there's going to be many projects that, are exposed to FTX, right? There's going to be many exchanges. FTX was pretty much like an institutional platform, right? There's even projects that had their entire funds on FTX that are going to be, on the blower to get some additional funds so they can pay their teams moving forward. So I expect some projects to fail in the coming months. I expect exchanges also to fail in the coming months. So I've highlighted those in the Discord, so do check that out. It won't be all exchanges. There are some really well run exchanges like Kraken, like Binance, like BitGet, that I think are ones to be aware of, right? What I kind of view as happening at the moment is a bit of a clear out of poorly managed exchanges and poorly managed and over exposed crypto projects that are going to go to zero. And I think we're going to see a lot of the bad behaviors and unsustainable behaviors wiped out of the crypto space. So I do think that this is, it's a clean out. I think it's definitely needed. It reminds me very much of, that .com bubble where, everything crashed down and, you had the likes of Amazon, that, were performing internally, when you look to the metrics really, really well, but not so well price wise. So look, these things are designed to happen, in my opinion. And we should make sure that we're keeping our capital safe. I've mentioned this a few times, and not panic and overreact. Moving on, and we've got breaking. Binance CEO says company has strong evidence that small exchange ties to FTX fed information to Reuters, I think that's how you pronounce it, for a report on alleged Iran sanction breaches amid last week's FTX drama. Now, what I would say is we should be paying attention to paid articles, because I believe this to be a paid article. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. And it does sort of cause issues. Is this fake news? It looks like it is. So with all this talk of removing fake news, do they do that for paid content? And this isn't like me having a dig at the actual writers, and the actual like outlet here, the media outlet. It's really it's really an industry thing. I think we need to validate. We should have to validate and back everything up if we're going to be putting stuff out in the media, so it's seen by thousands of people. Moving on, and we've got tweets around SBF, basically being a bit of a psychopath. And yeah, like what is going on with this guy is bonkers. We've got DeFi is the end game, and we shared on our Twitter page a Twitter Spaces that 𝗕𝗓 and Binance ran. It was immense. It was really good to listen to. And one thing that stood out to me that 𝗕𝗓 said was that DeFi is the end game, and I completely align to this. You know, you can see many reasons why DeFi is kind of the end game. You know, the fact that it isn't, you know, I guess it isn't a target for hackers. You know, you self custody the crypto yourself, and you know it's decentralized. And I think this is going to be, you know, something that we see, you know, come to the forefront. And I think out of, you know, all the issues that we've seen with FTX and, you know, the centralized exchanges that, you know, are starting to fall, I think we're going to see more and more segue into DeFi. I think it's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out. Moving on, and we've got Crypto.com CEO dismisses speculation of financial trouble and says FTX exposure is minimal. Now, regardless of whether you know, the exposure is minimal, I am of the belief that, you know, if you make a mistake once and you don't learn from it, you know, that is a real, you know, red flag for me and a really big issue. And I get that it's a whitelisted wallet, but they sent $10 million to some random woman and had to go through the courts to get it back. I'm sure that wasn't a whitelisted wallet, and probably, you know, maybe a different mechanism, but it doesn't feel like they've learned their lesson. You know, they haven't put processes in place to make sure this stuff doesn't happen in the future after making a monstrous size $10 million, you know, payment to the wrong person. When you then have a $400 million mistake afterwards, I question whether you should have custody of anybody's assets or financial instruments. Just my thoughts, my opinions. You can let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You know, let me know. I'm really interested to get your views and opinions. But, you know, it seems to be bringing, I guess, an air of people starting to be more comfortable with Crow and Crypto.com. I mean, you know, you've got one person here, you know, talking about buying the dip, and it doesn't look like they're buying a small dip either. And what I would say is very degen and you know, very, very risky. You wouldn't catch me going anywhere near it. When you know, potentially they could be sending the crypto to a different exchange, you know, or a different wallet, I should say. Apologies, super tired. Now, what I would say as well is, you know, there's many exchanges that are suffering. There's many people that are suffering. I think Binance are going to do some sort of fund or some sort of support for people that have been negatively impacted by the FTX saga. I'd encourage people to explore that if you have been negatively impacted. And BitGet are also doing the same thing. We've shared that in the Discord and on our Twitter page, so do check that out. I think, you know, these two are very, very big and well managed exchanges that I think will do well over time. Obviously, it's just my opinion. Take it with a pinch of salt. I'm not a financial advisor. Go do your own research. The point I want to make is you're not alone if you have, you know, been massively negatively impacted by everything that's gone down and unfolded. Don't do anything stupid. You know, there's people you can talk to, and there's people that, you know, are willing to support as well. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, mash up that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tapping that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video, and I will catch you in the next one. Take care.